Have you ever wondered how to teach your dog to bark or speak on command? Leighton from our Partners Dog Training says it's not that hard to teach and shares his tips on this popular trick.
The best way to learn anything is to have fun doing it. I keep saying I want to have a training school by the ocean, but then we wouldn't have this amazing weather that we have here. We're going to train our dogs to speak, but because this dog is trained in French, his command is abois. English commands would be speak or talk. There are countless benefits to teaching a dog to speak. It's obviously fun training. It's an awesome way to get your kids to interact with the dogs, which involves them in your dog's lives. And also for people that have a need for security in their homes, it's a great way to cue your dog to bark at the door, which is obviously a good deterrent for people that might have bad thoughts on their minds. And of course, any kind of training is good training, no matter what we're doing, because it's an education for your dog. There are two ways to teach your dog to speak: reward-based training or using some kind of a trigger. If you've been watching this program up until now, you know that reward is my favorite. So for today, for reward training, we're going to use his food. We're going to ask him if he wants his food, and the moment he speaks, we're going to reward him for speaking. Crush, do you want your breakfast? You want your breakfast? You want your breakfast? Speak. Yes. Speak. Speak. Good boy. Speak. Speak. Good boy. Speak. Speak. Good boy. And we give him his food. It's as simple as that. Trick training is not all about fun and games. This is Shadow, a Siberian Husky rescue that is with us for rehabilitation training. Keitra is working with him using food reward training, teaching him to speak, and using that as a way of building a bond, building a relationship between him and her so that they are able to work together without any animosity. You can actually hear it if you listen to his tone. It's a high-pitched communication tone, and he's having fun doing it with her. I want to point out that this has taken weeks for us to achieve, and that you have to be patient when trying to do this. You cannot put pressure on the dog, and you want to use your obedience training, such as he's doing now, to teach him to do his heel work, his sit, and his speak training, thereby getting a good result at the end and having a happy dog that at the same time is doing something creative.
Shadow, speak. Good boy.
Here, I see. Okay, abois. Abois, good boy, abois, 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 good boy, abois, good boy, abois, good boy, yes. So once we have that established, then we use our toy to encourage him to speak. Abois being the French command. Done. Sits, abois, good boy, good. Once we have that established, we're going to start working on our counting next. Okay, done? Assis. Okay, count to 3. Good boy. Earlier on, we were using a reward as a way of getting our dogs to speak. Now we're using a trigger, in this case the front door. The trainer, Sarah, is knocking on the door, asking the dog, who's it, and then cueing the dog to speak on command, thereby teaching the dog to bark at the door. One of the greatest problems when training dogs is that people often misunderstand what the dog is able to comprehend during the training. It's kind of like the hot and cold game. As soon as somebody walks in the hot direction, meaning the good direction, you tell them good, good. The moment that the dog or the person walks in the wrong direction, you tell them When we're training trick training, we want to use very soft corrections. It's really not about a correction, it's really about motivation. Lots of reward, and you should be training tricks like a pure pro.
I know that Tuckett is sitting at home in front of the TV right now as we speak, giving it one of these.